Rich lady invited her poor single dad driver as a joke to mock him. His arrival stunned everyone. The laughter started before the invitation was even sent. From the back seat of her luxury car, Isabella Monroe leaned forward, her diamond bracelet catching the sunlight as she looked at the quiet man behind the wheel. Daniel Carter. Her driver. Neat uniform. Polite. Invisible. The kind of man people forgot the moment they stepped out of the car. And yet, today, as her friends joked about the upcoming charity gala, Isabella smirked and said words that would change everything. "Why don't I invite him?" she said lightly. "It'll be entertaining." Daniel heard her through the rearview mirror. He pretended not to. Isabella was a wealthy socialite, born into old money, raised in glass houses and private schools. Her world was champagne, laughter and silent judgments. The gala she was hosting that weekend was meant to be the event of the season: elite guests, powerful donors, and a room full of people who believed money was the same as worth. Daniel didn't belong to that world. He was a widowed single father, struggling to raise his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, after his wife died from a sudden illness. Life had crushed him quietly. Medical bills. Long nights. A second-hand car sold. Dreams postponed indefinitely. Becoming a driver wasn't ambition, it was survival. When Isabella casually told him, "Daniel, you should come to the gala this Saturday," he froze. "I'm sorry, ma'am," he asked. She smiled without warmth. "As my guest." "Dress code is formal, of course." Daniel hesitated. He knew he didn't belong there. He also knew the tone in her voice, the same tone people used when they wanted to remind someone of their place. "I don't think," he began. "Oh, don't be shy," she interrupted. "It'll be good for you." That night, Daniel sat at his small kitchen table, Lily coloring beside him, the invitation lying unopened. He felt foolish even considering it. He owned one suit, old, worn, saved for funerals and job interviews. But Lily looked up at him with wide eyes. "Daddy, what's that?" she asked. "A party invitation," he said softly. "Are you going?" she smiled. Daniel swallowed. "I don't know, sweetheart." She reached for his hand. "Mom always said you were meant for big rooms, not just small ones." Something in him cracked. The day of the gala arrived with gold lights and polished marble. Guests stepped out of luxury cars, cameras flashing, laughter floating through the air. Isabella stood near the entrance, radiant in a designer gown, greeting her friends. "He won't show," one of them whispered. "Men like that never do." Isabella shrugged. "Probably." Then a car pulled up. It wasn't old. It wasn't flashy. It was elegant in a quiet way. The door opened, and Daniel stepped out. The crowd fell silent. He wore a perfectly tailored black suit. Not rented. Not borrowed. His posture was calm, confident. His hair neatly styled. His eyes steady. He didn't rush. He didn't look around nervously. He walked like a man who knew exactly where he was. Whispers rippled through the crowd. "Who is that? Do you know him?" "That's her driver." Isabella's smile froze. Daniel approached her, stopping a respectful distance away. "Good evening, Ms. Monroe," he said. "Thank you for the invitation." Her eyes scanned him, confused, unsettled. "Daniel, you look different." "I suppose," he replied gently. As they entered the hall, eyes followed him everywhere. The mockery Isabella had imagined never came. Instead, curiosity bloomed. Respect followed. People assumed he was someone important, because in rooms like these, confidence was currency. During dinner, a board member of a major foundation sat beside Daniel. "So," the man said, "which firm are you with?" Daniel smiled faintly. "None at the moment." "Interesting," the man said. "You carry yourself like a leader." Later that evening, Isabella overheard a conversation near the stage. "That man funded 3 schools overseas," someone said. "No, I heard he sold a tech startup years ago." Rumors grew. Isabella's discomfort grew with them. Finally, she cornered Daniel near the balcony. "What is going on?" she demanded. "What are you doing?" Daniel looked at her calmly. I'm attending a gala. As invited. She scoffed. You think dressing up changes who you are? He met her gaze. No. But it changes what people assume. The truth came out later, not as a boast, but as a quiet revelation. Years ago, before becoming her driver, Daniel had been an engineer. Brilliant. He'd helped develop a safety system now used in public transportation worldwide. When his wife fell ill, he sold his shares quietly to cover her treatment. The technology company thrived without his name attached. He never spoke of it. Grief had made him choose a simpler life, closer to his daughter, far from boardrooms and applause. When the charity director took the stage, she announced a surprise donor who had covered the remaining funding gap, enough to save the entire program. Please welcome, she said, Mr. Daniel Carter. The room erupted. Isabella stood frozen as Daniel walked onto the stage. He spoke briefly. No ego. No drama. He dedicated the donation to single parents, doing invisible work every day. His voice cracked only once, when he mentioned Lily. The applause was thunderous. After the gala, Isabella found him outside. The night air was cool, heavy with unspoken words. You let me think, she started. I didn't let you think anything, Daniel said quietly. You decided. For the first time, shame washed over her. Not because he was rich. But because she had believed poverty defined him. I invited you to mock you, she admitted. I thought you'd embarrass yourself. Daniel nodded. I know. Why did you come? He looked up at the stars. Because my daughter believes I belong in big rooms. And because sometimes, the best answer to disrespect is dignity. Weeks later, Daniel resigned as her driver. Not because he needed to. But because Isabella offered him a seat on the foundation board, and he accepted, on one condition. That we never judge someone by the seat they occupy, he said. Only by how they treat others. Isabella agreed, humbled. The story spread, not as gossip, but as a lesson whispered in wealthy halls and modest homes alike. Never confuse silence with insignificance. Never mistake struggle for weakness. And never assume the measure of a person can be seen from the driver's seat. Because sometimes, the man you invite as a joke arrives as a mirror, showing you exactly who you are, and who you still have the chance to become.